Shalom, shalom, shalom. Greetings, this is Juliano. We are the Arcturians. Let us look at the spiritual light quotient of a planet and the relationship between the spiritual light quotient and planetary consciousness. We are all working together to manifest a new Earth. We are working together to manifest a new Earth that will hold the values of higher consciousness, unity, harmony, peace, and balance on the Earth. In order to affect change, in order to manifest change, there must be a shift in consciousness. Now, consciousness is defined as awareness. Awareness means that you are helping to make people give attention to what is happening on the Earth. Unfortunately, in the middle of the sixth mass extinction, in the middle of this planetary crisis, it is difficult to bring the awareness to especially those who are in power. It is difficult to bring the awareness of the tragedies that are occurring. But what is even more important is that the solution depends on a spiritual awakening. The solution to this planetary problem does require the raising of the spiritual light quotient of the Earth. And this is the task before the Planetary Cities of Light project. Number one, to raise the planetary awareness of each city and what I call the holographic nature of a planetary city of light. By holographic, I specifically mean that each city of light holographically interacts with other cities of light. In other words, that your place of residence, your city of light, is not separate. What happens in one part of the world affects the other part of the world. Therefore, we are saying that the city of light is a planetary city of light that is teaching and promoting planetary awareness and promoting the values and concepts of holographic energies, which means that everything is being influenced by everything else. And even your city of light is being influenced by what other people are doing in their city of light. Now, sometimes making people aware is not enough. Sometimes it doesn't sink in. You might think, well, if these people who are destroying the planet just knew that this is affecting the whole balance of the planet, that they would stop. But you and I have seen that awareness is often not enough to make the behavior stop. Part of the reason is that often those who are destroying this beautiful planet feel no guilt about what they are doing. They do not have a consciousness that gives them the bad feeling or the guilt if you as a starseed were doing something to hurt the planet and maybe you didn't know it, and then I told you, well, look, what you are doing by using that fertilizer on your lawn is putting poison into the ground and it is hurting the groundwater, then you might say, oh my God, I'm going to stop. Thank you for making me aware. Thank you for making me conscious of my error in harming the land around my house. But the problem is that there are many power holders on this planet who would not be affected, who would not feel guilty and about what they were doing to harm the planet. And furthermore, consciousness or being aware of what they're doing isn't enough to stop the destruction. Sad, but this is the nature of some of the, what I call the damage that has occurred in the human genetic body, in the human genetic code. That is, the guilt over harming the planet is not processed by everyone. And so this leads to the idea of raising the spiritual light quotient in addition. So raising this planetary consciousness is good, and that will affect many people, but it won't affect everyone, especially those who are not experiencing guilt, who are not feeling bad, or might even be denying that this planet is in a crisis. Denial is a defense mechanism also that is a problem. But we come to the spiritual intervention or the spiritual light quotient. And so we say that in addition to the raising of the consciousness, we want to raise the spiritual light quotient. We want people to understand that this is a spiritual problem. I said that it is a problem that has to do with the development of technology and the conflict that technology might have or does have with spirituality. It used to be that you would have to chop down a tree by hand, but now you have the technology of electric saws and great big tractors and other devices that could quickly destroy land in a forest. And the technology of nuclear energy, for example, is capable of creating great waste. The spirituality, the spiritual relationship between man and the earth is involved in raising the spiritual light quotient. More than that, it is the raising of a higher, evolved Adam species, the species of Adam. We are talking about elevating the evolution of humanity to the next level that we call Homo Omega. And the planetary cities of light do hold an important role, because I view the planetary cities of light as teachers, as educators of planetary consciousness and of raising the span of the spiritual light quotient. Because spirituality and the raising of the spiritual light quotient will help to bring forth a Homo Omega figure, a Homo Omega prototype, that I also call a messianic figure. It requires spiritual receptivity. It requires that when a Homo Omega figure who contains the healing energy of a messianic person, it requires a spiritual receptivity of the large number of people. And it also requires that a large number of people send out the readiness, send out the announcing that there is a large attractive force on this planet that want a spiritual intervention, that want to work towards a spiritual solution to this conflict of technology versus spirituality. And therefore, the planetary cities of light are holding the spiritual light, are holding spiritual energy, and we see that the Planetary Cities of Light project is a spiritual project that is seeking to raise planetary consciousness and to raise the spiritual light quotient of each city. I am Juliano. Good day.